What's happening, guys? Got a little bit of a weird kind of session for you. Going to be doing some 20NL mixed with 4NL because why the fuck not? I had a long ass day in work and I feel like spinning some shit up. But we're going to try. We're going to give it the old college try and see what happens. Could go horribly wrong, could be horribly great. But either way, it'll definitely be a thing that happens. And that's a pretty decent hand to start off with. So hope I can have a bit more luck with the kings today. I had a really tough time with kings on my last stream on Sunday. And yeah, just hoping we can do a bit better here today. And I think we just want to call the first one here. I mean, actually the 10 is kind of a bad card. It does give us a flush draw, but our opponent could potentially have a straight if they have a queen. I think we just check this. Oh, we hit the fucking money card on the river. Now we hope that they've got aces, jacks, tens, queens, fucking anything, basically. See if we can start off on a high. I think I got to go for the jam here. Just try and get max value. I've not really represented too much thus far. Come on, do it, my man. Do it. Do it, Stanley. Stick it in. Stick your money in. Put your money where your mouth is. Fuck you. Hey, we got kings again. 2 hands in a fucking row. Who'd have thought that? And raise it up 4x plus the smash the pot in the middle. And we take it down. It's a good start, isn't it? You know. Yeah, go with that. We've actually got 3 tables of 20NL open, which is risky to say the least. But it's less risky when you pick up aces on the button. Or maybe it's more risky, I don't know. Could be either. What we want to see here is a 3-bet ideally. As we pick up kings on the other 20NL table. We're picking up all the fucking kings and all the aces. And we do see the 3-bet. We're going to come in for the 4-bet. Come straight in for the 4-bet. And yeah, I think about 820. I don't know if this might be a bit too big or even potentially a bit too small, but it makes sense to me in my head. It got the job done, I guess. We win the hand at least. So yeah. Now we pick up the jacks. See, it's ideal picking up big hands when you are shot taken at a higher stake, isn't it? Not really much to say about that. It's pretty obvious what I'm doing here. It's not the best flop in the world for us, so we are going to see bet small though. About quarter of the pot. The question is now, do I want to check or do I want to keep barreling? I think I'm going to check actually. I don't really want to fire two streets with mid pair and a flush draw. I can certainly call. And the 6 on the river is an interesting card. They miss all of their flush draws. Obviously, we do block a couple of those. Could have a king reasonably. But I think I am going to call this off, and hopefully I don't see too much bad news here. Oh my fucking god, they just had me with the queens. He could have just as easily had 10s there. That is fucking Rage City. Risky play there by Trevor, I think. Definitely a little bit risky, but yeah, I don't think I can fold it because he's going to do that with, you know, if he's got ace queen with the ace of clubs, he's doing that. Obviously, he's doing that with queens, but he's doing it with pocket tens with the 10 of clubs as well. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know if that was a good decision or not. I don't think it was a terrible decision, and that's something at least. So it's worth noting that Trevor value bets thin. It's kind of nerve-wracking playing at a higher stake. Like, I don't play at 20 NL very often. Punting a little bit, just a little bit, but I don't have much kind of choice in the matter because there aren't really any other games going on Runitonce at the moment, apart from the 1 4NL table that I'm on and this 20 NL table. You can see there that I'm severely underrolled for this, but I got money on other sites and stuff like that, so I'm not bothered at the moment. It's not been all bad either. We started off strong. That hand with the pocket jacks because queens has hurt us. I do expect a higher caliber of player at 20 NL than 4 NL, so I expect to see more bluffs with blockers and stuff like that. So kind of factored into my decision to call with the jacks a minute ago. And obviously when I have a flush blocker myself as well, it makes it even more attractive. If I didn't have the jack of clubs there, I probably would have folded. Go on, we can call this. We've got absolute position. It's a pretty standard opening size from Daniela. Also, they're going to be opening pretty wide from the cutoff themselves, so gives us a bit of incentive to stick around in the hand. And we can check this back. We've got showdown value with our 10, and obviously we want to give ourselves the best opportunity to get our straight, which we've done. And now we can start putting some money into the pot, I think. I'm not going to get called very often here by Daniela, but you still got to go for a bit of value. They might have like a king 9 or something like that that wants to call. And now we can, yeah, I think that's about decent size, to be honest. Yeah, expect to see a lot of folds there, but it's a decent enough position there. We've kind of backed our way into a weird kind of pair here, so I'm going to throw out a little bet for protection against some random, you know, ace queen of diamonds and ace king of diamonds hands and stuff like that. And obviously when we see the raise over the top, we're just going to get the fuck out of dodge. Also, we raised here with the jacks. We see king king 10 board. I'm going to c bet this about the same size that I raised pre. I'm going to bet this obviously with like ace jack and ace queen. So when we've already got some sort of a made hand, we should be betting with those as well, really. And I'm going to raise up the 9-7 offsuit. Not the best hand in the world, but it serves a purpose in the small blind. And sometimes you can hit some stuff with it on the flop. And we missed the flop completely, but we are going to throw out a small bet here. It's a small c bet just to get them off the auto folds. He's got ace 8 of hearts or some shit like that. He's always calling pre, then, you know, he's always going to be folding that on that type of board. We're calling this in the big blind here. We flop middle pit. And we see some slow play by Timmy P here. I don't see a great deal of reason for us to bet just yet. And I still don't really see much reason to bet, so we are just going to check this showdown. Anything that we're beating, he's folding anyway. So we might be able to get him to do something stupid with like a queen jack or something like that. Meanwhile, with the ace king, we have missed the flop, so we are just going to check it back. It is a kind of board where you can c-bet, so maybe I should have done that, but I don't think the check back is too bad. And I think I can actually call this, because a lot of the time they're just going to be betting with some sort of flush draw or straight draw. We've actually got the best hand already. But the 9 on the river is probably one of the worst cards that we could have seen, because now some of the straights get there, some of the flushes get there, even some hands that make a pair. So I'm gonna really try my hardest here, guys, to really focus on playing my best game. So do excuse me if I go quiet at any point, or if I just kind of forget I'm streaming at some occasions, because I'm shot taking really high for what my bankroll is on this particular site, so I don't potentially want to sacrifice you know, my bankroll for the sakes of streaming, which is probably not something you should say whilst you're actually streaming, but there we are. It's the world we live in. Poker's hard enough, guys. It's hard enough. And then you throw in trying to explain your thought processes along with it, and it gets even harder. The ace-10 offsuit is a hand that we can do some stuff with. It's certainly raising the small blind for a start. It's quite a large raise from Dennis, whom I know virtually nothing about. He's not played much in the first 15 or so hands, so we'll just wait for aces. Sounds like a good plan, doesn't it? What's going to help me here as well is my image already is pretty aggressive. Like, I've been playing a lot of hands, so we'll see what we can do. Oh, I'm getting blinded by this fucking sun here. I think I just need to come out strong. Unfortunately, we see the fold, but yeah, I think that was kind of necessary there. Meanwhile, with the pocket sevens, we threw a cheeky C bet out there. We get called. Problem is, it's a pretty dry board. He's going to be calling with a lot of Jack X, a lot of 6X. I mean, that's not the worst with a card in the world, actually. Might even be able to get value from like an ace high here some of the time. I'm going to go for it. Meanwhile, queen 10. And we flop the top pair. Don't you just hate to see this? The min raise on the... I mean, I've got a call, and that's the heinous thing about it. And we're probably going to see a jack. Yeah. Yeah, I think I had to go for that, for the cheeky bit of extra value there. I need to be careful here with Stanley. Potentially could be raising with a flush draw. He could also have fives or deuces. Could even have a better 10. He could have like a king 10. So I'm going to check this back and hope that a diamond doesn't come, which it doesn't. That's a good start at least. And I think I'm just going to check this back. Can't really think of many hands that Stanley's going to be calling with that I beat. Maybe like a jack 10, but that's about it. He's got 7-6 off, which is a really weird hand to be raising there, but there we are. And meanwhile, we take down a cheeky little pot down here with the ace king. Get the replay up for you now. So, I mean, you can pretty much see there. We pick up the ace king in the big blind. We see a raise. We see a call. We see a call. And then we decide, what do we want to do? Do we want to call? Nah, fuck that. We're going to raise it up. Put the pressure on. And everyone folds, which is great. Great result. Meanwhile, king 9 takes it down. On our 4NL table, which we've not really been given much love to, we've got a jack 10 suited on the button. And we take down the blinds. And then pick up 10s next hand. Meanwhile, ace king suited in the cutoff on 20NL, and we take that straight down. We see a 3-bet in the small blind from Jeffries. Range is going to be really strong. We should really be calling with 10s plus. And the check on the flop isn't something that I'm really thrilled to see. I think I do need to put a little protection bet out there against, like, you know, random ace jack, ace queen type hands. The spade is kind of bad. Stacy's range here kind of have a lot of ace jack in it. Could also have a lot of spades, like king queen of spades. Could also have some other random trash, to be honest. They could also have pocket 9s, pocket 8s, pocket 7s as well, which is what I'm going to go against here. And we do see the fold. Again, as I said kind of at the start of the stream, guys, I'm going to be Well, potentially, I don't know. It depends how it goes. But at the moment, I'm kind of in a bit more of a serious headspace rather than a fun, happy-go-lucky streaming headspace, if you know what I mean. Because I'm really kind of trying to focus here and not go broke. Already, well, I was going to say we're down a buy-in. Technically, we're not down a buy-in because we have about half a buy-in in profit here, and we're clawing our way back on the table where we did lose a buy-in to this motherfucker here. Queens against jacks earlier on. Oh, now we're going to attack Sleepy Dennis. Now we're going to attack Gabriella. Ace 10 suited. I'm going to raise it up again. Going to be calling a raise here, assuming that Edwin does raise and that they raise a standard 2.5x or 3x size. If we raise any more than that, I'll probably give it up, but we do not have to make a decision there. Happy days. Now we don't really want to be calling ace 10 off in the small blind. If we're going to play the hand, we're better off coming in for a raise, and we've got a really tight image on this table thus far. Granted, this guy does as well, but okay, fair enough. But yeah, I think it's better there to you either raising or you're folding. Like you shouldn't be just calling in the small blind with ace 10 off there, in my opinion. I know a weird spot here. I'm just going to check it back. Meanwhile, 3-betting the ace queen offsuit. A really bad flop for us. I'm going to throw out a small c-bet here, but I'm not feeling particularly great about it. Gabriella's going to have tons of overpairs to this board, but so can we as well, and that's probably what gets us the fold there. I'm just going to change my stream title because clickbait stream title clearly isn't attracting anyone into the stream. I thought it might be one of those like reverse psychology type things, but nah, clearly not. Hey, we hit queen on the river. We're going to bet for value. So we do take down the hand there. We've got pocket threes here on a pretty dry, pretty low board. Not overly thrilled about it, to be honest. Oh, but do you know what we flop, guys? Do you know what we've got? I'll give you a hint. It starts with Q and ends with wads. Flop the quads. Now, what we really want here is for Daniela to catch up, and catch up pretty quickly. I think I'm going to go for another check again here. Meanwhile, flopping sets. Yeah, I think we just need to go for a kind of Just slightly under pot size bet here. Gonna be really hard to get any value whatsoever from this now. Unless Daniela's slow playing pocket jacks. How about that, Daniela? Nah, she folded. Meanwhile, kind of a weird flop here. We 3-bet the ace queen. We pick up top pair, second kicker. Now our kicker is useless. Less chance that our opponent has ace 10 or ace or pocket 10, sorry. But it's not a great turn card, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna throw this bet out as kind of a blocking bet. I feel like if I check, then I'm just gonna get oh, fair enough. Yeah, if I check, I'm just gonna get bet into a lot, and I don't really want that to happen. So I'd rather make another small C bet, where I'm controlling the size of it, and then if he comes over the top of me, I'd probably fold, to be honest. Yeah, I was just double checking my pocket tens hand from a minute ago. And we could just call this in the big blind and try and hit some stuff, and some things. And we kind of hit a little bit of stuff. We got bottom pair, backdoor nut flush draw. Technically got a backdoor straight draw as well, but it's not really worth thinking about, to be honest. We're definitely going to be getting out of the way here. Meanwhile, we have we called a min raise, and then we called an overbet on the flop, slight overbet, and now we've hit trips on the turn. So I think we need to go for value against 9x and Jack 10 and all sorts of shit. Oh, quads, second time today, guys. In fact, no, third time today we got quads. Do we just be super fucking greedy against like a 9x? Nothing's calling except for a flush, right? Except for a boat, so I'm just gonna be super fucking greedy. Try and get called by a 9. It doesn't always work, that one, but when it does, it's fun. It's fun shit. Because it looks so fucking fishy where you just jam like fucking 10x pot on the river. And I've done it before and it's worked. Where people are just like, why the hell would someone with quads jam so much where I'm going to fold so much? So they just don't. They just don't call. Oh, sorry. So they don't believe you and then they call. But it's one of those weird spots where like a lot of the time you're going to get a lot of the time, in fact, most of the time, you're going to get folds, but it's worth it for the one time out of 10 that you do get called. Because say I only bet like half pot there or something to try and get called by more, I'm still hardly getting called by anything. And the reality is that say I get called one time out of 10 by just jamming 10x the fucking pot there. Then I make, 30 euros. But if I bet half pot for like €1.50 and I get called 10 times, then I get 15 euros. But most of the time I'm not getting called 10 times. Most of the time I'm getting called maybe 3 times, 4 times. So I can guarantee myself kind of, I don't know, €4 or something like that, or I can take a chance on someone just calling off with some random fucking boat that they shouldn't be, and then I get €30 some of the time. So I think it's a better approach personally when you river like a weird backdoor quads. Also, guys, in case you haven't noticed, I do now have a little subscribe button. And you, yes you, could be the very first subscriber to the channel. If you feel like the content is good and you want to support and you want to give me more reasons to stream when my girlfriend says to me, how about you don't stream today? Which she very, very rarely ever says. In fact, I can't think of a single time where she has said don't stream today, but you know what I'm saying, guys. You know what I'm saying. You get out what you put in, and yeah. Oh, one of our 20 NL tables has just closed because the guy we were playing against has bailed. I'm just having a look at a hand that was played on another table that I wasn't involved in, but it looked like a spicy one because these guys get it all in for all the booty. Unfortunately, this, can you see this? Like, you can see this shit. I'm trying to make the fucking table the right size, and it's playing havoc with my emotions. Right, okay. See what they did. See what they got up to, guys. Raise from aces, call from king jack. Pretty standard. A small C bet on a dry board from aces and a call. Yeah, standard. Another bet, and then a raise. And then a shove. No, a call. And then a shove with the king jack. I mean, I can see it from both their perspectives. I think Edwin's raise on the turn was sensible because it meant it made it easier for him to shove the river. Lee's call and call against the raise and the shove could maybe have gotten away from it, but it's kind of hard to get away from it. I mean, the problem is on the river, a lot of the draws actually get there, like 10-9 gets there. If he's got like a random 8-7, that gets there. If he's raising up with like 6-5 of hearts, that gets there. Obviously, you could have pocket fours, pocket eights, king jack. I don't think I'm the biggest fan of Lee's call on the river. I think the call on the turn was fine, but the call on the river not quite as much. Interesting, and they were tangling again then, just in another hand. A really small 3-bet from Caitlin here, less than 3x actually. So I'm not entirely sure what they're represented here, but the paired flop is decent for us. It's decent for our actual hand, so we want to throw in a small protection bet against like ace queens and ace jacks and stuff like that, which are still going to be calling a lot of the time. Meanwhile, we're getting frisky here with our friend Lee. We've got a call at least with ace king, even though we're out of position. Pop an ace or a king, then we're basically going with it. Meanwhile, we see a queen of diamonds on the turn here, which is one of the worst cards in the deck for us. All their ace queens that are calling now get their flush draws, which they can have a few of, get there as well. So we're just going to let this one go. And we're going to jam over the top with our ace king here. Not going to fuck about. What should I do? No, I'll slow play it actually, because the board is pretty dry, so. A lot of the time Lee's going to have aces, a lot of the time they're going to have ace king, a lot of the time they're going to have something completely random, so good luck. And they got ace king as well, so chop it up. Expect to see that a lot of the time, to be fair there, so. I think we played the hand well though. We gave Lee opportunities to bluff off like an ace queen that's just completely missed everything. Meanwhile, I'm going to throw in a little half pot c-bet here. We're pretty much just one and doneing this. It's a dry board, so we're just looking to get folds immediately. And when we don't get the folds immediately, then we're giving it up. Taking down a pot with ace high. In a triple checked. Post flop. And I couldn't get my words out then. We're gonna take a little punt here with the Jack 9 offsuit on the button. See if we can get a little rake back in the middle there, but we can't. Because James C wants to play, and we don't want to play. Or at least we don't want to play like that. I'm just seeing if there's any other games going at 4NL, which there are not. I could potentially jump into another 20NL table. My concern with that though is that I am not really yes, I know the players have left the table. That happened ages ago. Keep up, run it once, keep up. Yeah, I'm taking a punt here with my small bankroll at 20NL, so at the moment we're down a little bit, but not a lot. I don't think it's a good idea that I start adding tables, personally. Just call this in the big blind. Some people like 3-betting it, I do sometimes, but call is fine as well. Weird kind of turn. We pick up the nut flush draw, so I think I should be throwing out a small bet here. I think that's okay. We take it down, so good result at least. Meanwhile, we flop the nut flush draw here. We're going to throw out a small c bet. It's pretty standard on this kind of board texture, but especially when we've got the nut flush draw. And now we pick up the nut flush. And now we can start putting some money in. My hope is that Lee also had a flush draw, maybe like a king jack of spades or something like that, and has picked up the flush as well. And that we can potentially get some money in. It's possible that Lee could have a boat as well. He could have pocket sixes. He could even have quads. He could have pocket fives. He could have pocket tens. But we need to go with it. And a lot of the time when they come over the top, which he decides not to do, a lot of the time when they come over the top, they're just going to have a worse flush anyway. So. Oh. Don't be strangers as well, guys. If you see a play you like or see a play you don't like, let me know in the chat. Let me know what you like about it, what you don't like about it. I like to think that this is like a bit of an educational stream, not only for people who maybe want to learn something from me, but it's also educational for me to learn something from the guys in the chat who are watching, because you know, any information is useful information at the end of the day. Jack's not the best card in the world. The snap check is an interesting one though, from Irving. Yeah, I think I'll go for a check again. I do take it down. I'm gonna guess he had king queen. What do we reckon, guys? No, he had pocket fives. All right, I was never getting anything off him on the river there then. Okay, it looks like we got a hand. Haven't really had a hand for a little while, not since that that quads hand where we tried to be extremely cheeky. And now our hand has turned into a hand. Because we got the nut flush. Gonna see bet it's small. We don't want to scare Stacy off. We want Stacy to stick around with some stuff. Which they're gonna do a lot of the time. Now we want Stacy to have, I don't know, a 10. Wow. What the fuck? What the fuck happened there? I need to watch that shit again. Give me 2 secs, guys. Let's try and get some value from Stacy here. These guys are YOLOing in the chat. I like, what the fuck happened there? One of the guys ended up getting it in with 8-3 off. Okay, you're gonna watch this along with me now. I don't know what fucking happened. So we see a raise from Roy for 60 cents. I think Roy's got ace king if I remember rightly. Toby calls. Yeah, c-bet, and then check jams the flop with 8-3 off for all the moolah. And obviously Roy calls with his ace king and just wins. Insane stuff going on. Now we just got to hope that that Toby there hasn't pissed away his entire bankroll in that one hand. And might decide to rejoin us at a table somewhere so that A, I can note him, and B, hopefully take a stack off him. Look out for Toby, guys. If Toby joins the table and I don't say anything, take that as me having not noticed that Toby has joined the table, and use all the fucking caps in your keyboard to shout in the chat that Toby's on a table. In which case, actually, do you know what? It's going to be worth me adding a few extra 20 NL tables. And by a few more, I literally mean one more. Because this is where you come into hunting territory. When you've got a whale that check shows 8-3 off on a dry king high board, that's where you stand up and take note. Can we get value here? We get value from worse jacks. Oh, look at that value there, guys. Oh, we got value from it exactly Jack 10. Got value from exactly Jack 10. Sometimes, guys, hands work out. And sometimes they work out in your favor, and those are the best times. But don't always. We're almost back to even, actually. Even on the day. We lost an all-in on one of these tables. I think this table earlier on. Queens against jacks. We were the person with jacks, and unfortunately we got fucking owned. Pick up the king 7 off in the big blind. See if we can do anything here, but we're not gonna try that shit. We're not gonna try that shit. Fucking, who'd you take me for, mate? Meanwhile, Edwin picking up a pretty sizable pot against Irving. Irving, who doesn't decide to rebuy. So we are going to tag Irving as somewhat of a fish. Usually a good indicator if someone doesn't rebuy or doesn't have the auto rebuy function turned on. That they are a fish of some sort. And this is nothing against Irving as a person or anything against Irving's play. But it's usually a good first sign indicator. It's something worth noting. Meanwhile, we're trying to get John S off whatever the hell they've got, and we've got some nut equity. And we take it down. So I realised I was a little bit of a delayed reaction there. Oh, doesn't everyone just love a warm beer? A warm beer on a warm day. It was an oversight by me. I didn't put any in the fridge earlier on. And then when it came to streaming, I was like, ah, fuck. I want a beer, but they're all warm. So I've put one in the fridge, and I've just decided to just grin and bear it and just have a warm beer. Pretty slow day today, actually. I've realised why we don't have as many people in the chat as we have done in recent times. And that's because pretty much every other streamer that streams poker is online today. So there that is. I'm not going to cry about that. Let's just win. Looks like Caitlin is not happy that this person is time banking all the live long day into a call. We can check here. It's a pretty standard spot to check. We've got middle pair. I think we can throw a small bet out now. No, I'd like the first size. Maybe get value from like a queen 10, something like that. Nice, take down that pot from Irving. Oh, some serious fucking muscle ache today, guys. I got up off my fat ass yesterday morning, or yesterday afternoon. It was at some point yesterday. Got up off my fat ass and decided to do some fucking exercise. And now we're making, because I'm a tit and I didn't stretch. We can call. We've got some backdoor straight draws all over the place. Backdoor flush draws. We can hit an 8. We can hit 7. A 9 gives us an open ender. And the 10 isn't the best card in the world, but it's not the worst either, because it does make it less likely that Charlotte has a 10. And they may decide to do something stupid here with like a king jack or something like that. Wow, this big overbet. I mean, the overbet is essentially saying to me they've either got a 10 or they've got fuck all. I don't know a great deal. Two hands. I mean, we blocked the straight as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to call this, and if Charlotte's got it, then well done. But I just feel like, because I've played this hand so passively, that a lot of the time Charlotte's just going to read my weakness and go, okay, well, I'm just going to overbet to get him off an 8. Nice! Yes! Oh, hand reading, guys. Hand reading. It is a skill, apparently. My reasoning may have been flawed, but I got the right result in the end. And Charlotte actually raised pre with Jack 5 off. Just fucking knocking my head against my microphone. Mid for 3, Jack 5 off. Was it under the gun as well? No, it was in hijack. C-bet, flop, pot size, check turn, overbet river, and the board was 10, 8, that. Wow. I mean, I'm not calling. Like, I'm not calling fucking 20 euros when I've put 3 blinds in for 100 bigs. Usually a good indicator that someone's maybe not at the elite level of poker player just yet. And they've done it twice. 3-bet 100, all in pre, multiple hands. So the fact that Harrison's done this twice now tells me that they're probably going to be one of these players that just does it every fucking hand, which is great news for me, because it means that if they can stick around in the game and I pick up aces, kings, queens, something like that, I'm going to get a lot of money out of them. Meanwhile, we flop the top 2 here. We see a call from Jimmy W. I'm going to throw in a little c-bet again on the turn. I am a little bit worried about the flush, but kind of using that as a fucking cunt is what I am. Oh, speaking of fucking cunts, I think I've got to check this really, don't I? And I'll probably fold to some sort of shove. Or, yeah, pot size bet, that's close enough. Yeah, I'm not so sure that they picked up the flush on the turn, actually. I think they might have picked it up on the river. But hey ho, there we go. What can you do except c-bet aces on a really fucking wet board? I'm not happy about this, but it's got to be done, unfortunately. Best card in the world for me on the river would be like the deuce of hearts. About 440 is about right, I think. Okay, and we take it down. It's a good hand to win, and we take another pot down with the 9s up there. And our friend Mr. Shovey Pants decides to bail the fuck out, having won a few big blinds. Meanwhile, pick up pocket 7s, gonna raise it up. And we're raising up the queen 10 off in the cut off here. We take that down. But big news, big pot coming in, because we are going to be betting our bottom set here. Really wet, really connected board. Expect both of these players to have something some of the time, and of course they both fold. And that's the world we live in. But good news, guys. Good news. We're actually up today, despite that little mishap with pocket jacks right at the very start of the stream, where we called I think a difficult call on a river. Unfortunately, our jacks were beaten by queens. That aside, we're actually doing really well. And c-bet on the dry board here. This is kind of a value bet actually as well, because we're beating all of their random ace high hands at the moment, and we can get value from them. And I wish the fucking sun would go down, or go behind some clouds or something, so I can open this window and get a breeze in here, because I am roasting, guys. Roasting. Meanwhile, we're going to be playing pocket deuces. So that's the thing. And we don't flop a deuce, and we don't flop a 4. I mean, can't really do much against the check from Roy. We could try and represent a 10 or something like that, but I think at the moment we'll leave it, and then we'll see what he does on the turn. If he checks again, then I think we have to bet. But yeah, felt like it might be a bit of a delayed c-bet incoming sometimes. Meanwhile, here where we gave up the deuces. Sorry, as I open my window, try and get a bit of air in here. Yeah, if I pull that one over there, that'll be a bit better. And looks like Edwin took that pot down while I was fucking about with my curtains. Irving coming in with a big 3-bet. I say a big 3, it's not that big. It's really weird when you go from this stake to this stake, without going in between, because the amounts that you're used to seeing that are small relative to the big blind feel like they're a lot bigger than they are. So when I if I were to 3-bet this, I would put in like €3, which is almost the starting stack over here. And it just feels weird. It feels really weird to do that. Meanwhile, King Jack suited. So we'll have position if Hillary decides to call, but she does not. Again, I've got to say, like, I'm really impressed with Runitonce, with the amount of female participants they have. I don't see it very often on many sites. Wow, Charlotte K is just giving money away for nothing at the minute. She just called pre-flop with Queen 3. And then called 2 streets for Queen High. In fact, no, I don't think she did. I think she bet. Thinking about it. Yeah, she bet flop and bet turn with Queen High. And we'll be getting this in eventually. I mean, weirdly, against this player, I think I need to call this. Yeah, I think I need to call this. A lot of the time I'm going to have some outs if she does have a weird summon. But no. We take it down, guys. Unlucky Charlotte K. I'd recommend reading some books on how to play poker, and I would also recommend maybe starting at a lower stake. Because Charlotte K literally just gave away 20 euros. Like, gave it away. For no apparent reason. I don't really understand what she was thinking, but hey ho, we profit from it. And that's the most important thing at the end of the day. We are doing pretty well. Doing pretty well right now, guys. Gonna raise up the jacks. Unless Hillary raises, in which case we are gonna call the jacks. But nope, we are gonna raise. We're gonna raise a healthy amount when we get a fold. The weird thing is as well, guys, is the last session I played on stream, everything went fucking wrong. I was playing 10NL, I was playing 5NL, I was playing 4NL, and everything went wrong on all of those stakes, right? And then since then, I've played a session. I've played a short session which was not on stream at 5NL and lost like 4 buy-ins, maybe even 5. Yeah, I think it. Yeah, it was 5 buy-ins I actually lost. And yet we can come on, run it once, fire up 20NL, and it's a completely different story, at least so far. Well, not completely different. We did make a bit of a mistake earlier on, but you know, it's crazy. Like you play at different stake levels, and you expect competition to be better or worse or whatever like that. And the competition at 5NL Zoom or 5NL Fast Forward rather on Party feels more difficult than this does, rightly or wrongly, you know. Especially when you got fucking our mate Charlotte just throwing money at people. We got hands going on all over the place. We've got ladies over here, we've got the bullets here, and we're gonna call with the bullets and hope to hold, basically. Nice. Boom. Oh, happy days. That gets us comfortably up for the day, actually. Comfortably. Completely understand Cora there. 3-bet. 3-bet, and then 5-bet, shoved, king, pre. That seems like a pointless note, and you know, maybe it is, but usually I don't see people shoving kings pre. It's weird, like they only seem to shove aces. So it was yeah, nice. Okay. We got some decisions to make here. I think we need to check this against Caitlin and Daniela. Nine on the turn isn't the best card in the world. But it does give us a gut shot. And we can get value from like 10-9 a little bit easier than maybe we could have the first time. We can maybe get value from 9-8 as well, but that's fine. I'm happy with the folds there. It's a little bit of a tricky hand. Ace 10 suited we're going to go with. And when I say, no, I don't mean I'm going to go with it like I'm going to shove all in with it, but I'm going to throw in a 3-bet at least. What's quite good actually on this table is that we've got a really tight image. They've only really seen me show down aces at the moment, and that gives me a bit more license to throw in 3 bets with a bit of a cheek behind them. I could have 3-bet my 10s here on the button, but not feeling it, to be honest. Probably going to be calling this from Elvis as well. See what Marlon does first. They come over the top, we're folding, obviously. Meanwhile, just going to flat call our top pair and good kicker. 10s. I think we've got a call there with the 10s because, you know, sometimes you flop a boat. What? I'm so lame. God, we got hands everywhere, guys. We'll slow play this. We're gonna overbet this. We're gonna call this. And then I think we need to slow play this as well and hope that now he's picked up a flush. Come on, Elvis, put it in. I mean, that's good enough, right? Do we get the money? Do we get it all? Oh, we get it all, guys. We get it all. I am the greatest poker player that ever lived. I am the greatest. I am the greatest poker player that ever lived. There's nothing quite like self-proclaiming yourself to be the greatest poker player that ever lived when you're streaming to 2 people. Oh god. I mean, fair play to the balls on Samantha Z on this table boy here, who really kind of put me to. If Samantha Z had gone with it on the river, just to show the table, if Samantha Z had c-bet the river as well as the flop and turn, I probably would have folded. I'm not gonna lie, probably would have folded. Luckily, I think the flush draw is what stopped her in her tracks, basically. And happy days, basically. We were able to pick up a nice, healthy little pot. Missed a hand here. What the fuck happened there? Queens against pocket 3s there. I'll show you. Queens against pocket 3s, and the queens should have been a bit more aggressive for my money, in my opinion. I'm just gonna let the deuces go here. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Hey, look at that. Yeah, picking up a pot. Okay, raising up the ace-3 suited here. Ooh, actually, I think the sun's gone in, so I can open this window, get a bit more light in here, get a bit more air in here, and hopefully with oxygen we will breed success. The sun's still out a little bit, so I'll keep one side of the window closed and keep one side open. A bit frustrating when you've got a big fucking bright patch behind you, but there we are. Not going to be a play there. See, guys, this is the fucking magic of playing poker and streaming, because I'll be honest, today I've not been feeling it. I've not been in a bad mood, but you know, sometimes you wake up and you just, you know, your energy level's low and stuff like that, and you're aching from the day before because you're exercising and you're just not feeling it. And then you fire up a stream, you take down some pots, proclaim that you're the greatest player to have ever lived, and yeah, all of a sudden life is a little bit cheerier, you know what I mean? Of course, you shouldn't be relying on poker or streaming or anything like that for happiness, but it's been a nice little pick-me-up after a pretty trying day. And this could pick me up quite a sizable amount of dollar. I'm saying dollar, it's euros, but you know what I mean. If we can hit a deuce of clubs, or a 7 of clubs, then we will be laughing shit biscuits. Just going to call first and foremost. Just want to see if I can hit my hand, but I've also got some showdown value, showdown equity, whatever you want to call it, with my middle pair of 5s. Meanwhile, I've also got a pair of queens down here, which I don't really know what to do with, so I'm going to fire a second barrel. Try and get some cheeky flush draws and cheeky straight draws to fold. Oh, and they both fold. There we go. Plan worked. Meanwhile, the king on the river, we don't hit our hand. I think a lot of the time we can just win the hand outright if they've got like an ace high or something. Pocket fours, pocket deuces maybe. A lot of the time we'll lose the hand as well, but I don't think they're folding anything that we don't already beat. We chop. We both had a 5 and we chop it. Meanwhile, raising up king, jack off. And we take it down. 10-8 suited. We called the flop because we had the gut shot. On the backdoor straight draw, unfortunately, we missed everything. So I'm just going to let it go. When Brad inevitably throws out a little probing 40 cents or whatever. I feel like he's going to do. He doesn't do it, but I'm not going to do it either. I like having my money close to me. Pick up kings in the big blind. We're obviously going to be raising this up, just a standard 4x against Albert on the button. Now we take it down. It's highly underrated, those pots where you just win pre-flop with you know, aces, kings, queens, jacks and stuff like that. Like any hand that you win without having to see a flop or a showdown or anything like that is always pretty much always a positive thing. It's only a negative when you've got quads, which I've had a few times today already, and you can't get any value from them. But there we are. Okay, Alex, I believe you. I believe that you have something that you believe is better than what I have. I'm not gonna lie, guys, it is starting, like, I'm starting to sweat, like, proper actual, like, wet sweat, if that's a thing. So I might need to call the stream a day here. I know it's only a short one today, but yeah, I might need to call it a day because I am roisting. So we've got about an orbit left on most of the tables, so I think what I'll do is I'll play this last orbit and then I'll shoot off for today. In the meantime, while we do still have the stream open, if you've so I'm just getting distracted by here because there's some shenanigans going on this table. GG. Edwin, I think, played rather well actually. Fair play to him. Yeah, sorry, as I was saying, if you're new to the stream, if you are watching this back on a replay, and you want to watch this kind of shit live, do hit the follow button. If you want to be an absolute boss and support the stream, hit the subscribe button. You can do that with Twitch Prime as well, which is free. Personally, I've only just got my sub button, but I've been watching people on Twitch for years and using my Twitch Prime, and whenever I use it, I tend to try and use it on the smaller streamers, mainly because it helps them out a bit more than the bigger streamers that get like proper subscriptions and tier 3s and shit like that. So yeah, that's my shameless plug for people to subscribe to my own channel. And it's not like you get nothing for it. I will be adding emotes in the very near future, and there will be some other perks as well. I'm going to be running adverts on occasion. If you're a subscriber, you won't have to watch the adverts. There will also be things like if you subscribe and then you send a hand history to me, either in the chat or on a DM or Boom Player or something like that, then I'll review the hand for you right then and there on the stream. And yeah, a couple of other things which I'm gonna get a list written up and put it in the description once I get to 2 minutes. But if you just like lurking and you know, you don't want to subscribe, don't want to follow just yet, that is perfectly fine as well. Happy for anyone to come and be a lurker and just sit and chill with me. Yeah, I'm gonna fold this. I think if I was in position, I might have been tempted into a call there, but out of position, I don't really want to play this hand out of position. Meanwhile, I get caught my hand in the cookie jar over here. Okay, guys, I'm gonna make this the last orbit now. Sit out next big blind. There you go. Make this last orbit and then we're going to call it a day. It's been a good session, a really fucking good session actually. Could all go wrong obviously in the space of a few hands, and I've had that happen before and it's fucking soul destroying. But yeah, it's been a good little session. And it's been a good old day. Come on, Irving, let it go. Yes, there we go. That's how you end the stream on a high. I've said that's how you end the stream on a high, and I pick up queens. You watch what happens now. Cynical asshole in me is going to come out now and say that I'm going to get fucking owned. I'm just going to call. And that is an annoyingly good flop for me. I use the term annoyingly because well, I suppose you could have a pocket 10s or something like that might want to come along for the ride. I'd be quite happy to see a fold here, though, I'm not going to lie. Nicholas, you're getting in with the fucking sub, man. Good timing. Well, really bad timing, actually, because I'm about to end the stream. Oh, God, this is horrendous. Fucking, why did I have to say I'm going to end on a high now? I mean, I can't fold, can I? I can't fold this. I mean, I blocked the straight. This is heinous. Just check it back, Irvin. Just check it back, man. Just check back ace jack. Check back 10s. Just check it back, dude. Just put the little check. The check button. The little button there. It says check on it. Click that one. Come on, Irvin. Just hit the check button. Just check it down. Don't, for the love of God, don't shove. Don't shove. Just check it back, man. Just check it back. Just play it conservative. Check it back. Check. Check. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, why? This is the most heinous fucking hand. But he's 3-bet, so he can have, realistically, he can have aces, he can have kings, he can have jacks. He can have 10s, he can have ace jack. I block queen 10, so I'm not too worried about queen 10. Fuck me. This is horrendous. I don't know what to do. The raise on the turn. What's he raising on the turn? He'd raise ace king, he'd raise ace queen of hearts. I think I need to call it. It's small enough that I think I have to call, and I hate that. Show me the bad news, Irving. Oh, fucking hell. He's only got a boat, hasn't he? The worst part about that is I would have won the hand outright if I'd have 4-bet pre. And instead, because I took the conservative approach instead of the aggressive approach, I've ended up losing, how big of a pot? $27 pot. So about 13 or 14 euros. Fuck me. Oh, that, yeah. I didn't need that. Didn't need that right there. Yeah, I know. Like, I appreciate you coming down anyway, Nick, but it was it's like a furnace in here, and I've got to bail. All right. Okay, so that last hand was really fucking painful. I was at about 192 at the start of that hand, and that hand has kind of crushed me a little bit. It's crushed my soul. However, here's the positives. At the start of the day, that was about 136. So I've ended up just over about 40 euros, which is good for someone who typically doesn't play 20 NL. So yeah, I got to take the positive from that. As much as that last hand really sucked, and I think I played it badly. I think I should have 4-bet pre. We've also made a little bit of rate back here, so I'll get 5 euros at the end of the week, and that's assuming that I don't play anymore, which I probably will. So yeah, so I'll leave that there. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thank you, Nick, for that first subscription, the first one. It would be unjustified if it wasn't you, to be honest, mate, being the first subscriber. I do really appreciate it. I was actually telling my sister, who's got a graphics design job recently, that she may need to help me out with designing some emotes and sub badges and stuff like that. But hey ho. Anyway, we'll get to that another day. Thanks for coming down, and it was a good stream. Made some money, and yeah, hope to do it again soon. So I'll catch you next time. Cheers.